Hey, everybody. This episode is brought to you by our proud title sponsor, NHL Sense Arena, the next generation of off ice hockey training for players and goalies. Look, we know how much you invest in your children's hockey development, the early mornings, the travel, and let's not forget the expenses of training for hockey camps, private ice time, the general expenses of the season. It's a lot. But wouldn't it be great to bring that on ice practice experience home that's fun, fits into your schedule, and that's affordable? If you said yes, which I'm sure you did, you've got to check out NHL Sense Arena. It's a top tier virtual reality training game that brings the on ice practice experience home so you can practice anytime and anywhere, literally. You can transform any part of your home into a virtual ice rink where you're getting unlimited access to over 100 drills, training plans from top coaches and players, weekly drill challenges, and more that focus on improving hockey sense and physical cognitive skills, starting at just $33 per month. That is a lot cheaper than an hour of ice time. The physical side of hockey gets a lot of attention, but we don't focus enough on the mental side of it. It's something we talk about on this show all the time. NHL Sense Arena provides an immersive solution for players to sharpen those skills when ice time is limited or not affordable and they want to get those extra reps in. So, for our listeners, NHL Sense Arena is offering an exclusive $50 off their annual plan. All you got to do is head over to their website, hockey.sensearena.com. Again, hockey.sensearena.com, and use our code Hockey Never Stops, and you'll level up your off-ice training by using NHL Sense Arena. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for supporting us and NHL Sense Arena. Enjoy this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. This is MJ Elias with you today, and I want to talk to you guys for a few minutes today as we start to approach the end of the season about things you need to do as an individual player and as a teammate to make sure that you understand your growth and your progression each season. Because I think too often we gauge seasons by what happens in the last game. Did you win or lose? Did you get the championship? Was your season a winning season or a losing season? And while these are gauges on a hockey season, as a young hockey player, they are not your only means of development. They are not your only means of success. So I think it's really important we just take a few minutes to take a look at your season, take a look at some of the things that you've done throughout the season, and give you some actionable items to really gauge your success and your development throughout the season. Now, from an individual point of view, again, we always come back to points, goals, assists. If you're on defense, maybe plus minus. If you're in goal, maybe your save percentage. And again, these are statistics to track your game. But what I want you to do is sit down for a few minutes and write 1 to 3 different things that you specifically improved on this season. It can be a skill set. It can be a mentality thing. You know, just at the top of my head, I was helping out a mite team this year, and there's a young lady on this team named Avery Jane, and she had not scored a goal all season, and it was starting to become very frustrating. And even though we were working on it every single week, sometimes the goals just weren't coming. And then in one game, we were there, and she scored a hat trick right in front of the net. All 3 times the puck went in the net, and the smile on her face was massive. But that was a win. The outcome of the game was actually irrelevant to all of us at that point because all of the hard work had paid off. And I think it is so important that you make sure that at the end of a season, you can look back and say, you know what, at the start of the season, these were things that I wanted to work on that I accomplished or I was working at, and I did accomplish them. I can give you another example of a young goaltender I know that was working on his glove hand all season. Obviously, all of the goaltending aspects of goaltending he's been working on, but his glove was a weak spot at the beginning of the season. He worked and worked and worked until it clicked, and now his glove is one of the better assets of his game. So no matter what it is, your skating, your stick handling, your shooting, your passing, your on-ice awareness, your IQ, your scanning, so important that you set goals at the beginning of the year for yourself and make sure that you understand that you have accomplished them and grown as a player every single year. Your development as a hockey player is extremely important. In fact, it's more important than the outcome of the season in most cases. Now, as a teammate, I think it's also important to audit or take a look at how good of a teammate you were this year. Were you the kid on the team that was kind of only making wisecracks, making other people feel down, saying things you should have been saying, or were you the person that really lifted up your teammates at the end of the year? I can tell you right now that coaches look for that in players. And the older you get, the more important it becomes. And it's normal when you're 10, 11, 12 years old to kind of horse around a lot and play around a lot. But we pay attention to the types of things that are coming out of your mouth. Is it positive? Is it encouraging? Are you pushing your teammates to be better versions of themselves? Are you listening to your coaching staff? Make sure that you do a little bit of an audit at the end of the season as well of how you've been as a teammate, how you've been as a player to your coach, how you've been as a player to your parents. This is a very important part of development, not just in hockey, but in life. I always say the TV shows and the movies, sometimes they portray parents and coaches as being these lame characters, when in reality, they're not. They're there to help you become better. They have answers and knowledge to give you. And I can tell you right now, kids, we want to give all of that knowledge to the kids who want to receive it. There's a great quote: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Be the students that's ready to learn. When a coach or parent says something to you, don't be the person who says, oh, I know. Listen, learn, retain, apply, put it on the ice. So again, for this ride to the rink, as you approach the end of the season, take note, write down the things that you've succeeded with already this season, no matter how small. Write a list of things you got better at. Write a list of things you want to get better at next season. And then write down the way you want to be as a teammate, the way you want to receive things as a teammate. Treat others like you want to be treated, right? So that's the message for today. Make sure you take a look at yourself and the growth that you've made this year. I know you have all made tremendous growth this season, right? Or you wouldn't be coming back. So that's going to do it for this edition of the Ride to the Rink. My name is Lee Elias. Remember, you can listen to all the Ride to the Rinks and all of our podcasts at ourkidsplayhockey.com. I am just wishing you the wonderful end of the season, into the spring, into the summer, as we head towards the 24-25 hockey season. Take care, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this edition of Our Kids Play Hockey. Make sure to like and subscribe right now if you found value wherever you're listening, whether it's a podcast network, a social media network, or our website, ourkidsplayhockey.com. Also, make sure to check out our children's book, When Hockey Stops, at whenhockeystops.com. It's a book that helps children deal with adversity in the game and in life. We're very proud of it. But thanks so much for listening to this edition of Our Kids Play Hockey, and we'll see you on the next episode.